Hey there, future homeowners. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new, my name is Cassie Cavalier and I am a real estate agent in New York State. I'm here to guide you on your journey of owning your dream home. So today we are going to break down a step-by-step process of buying your first home here in New York. We're going to make it simple, clear, and stress-free. So let's get to it. And just let you know, I am looking at some notes on my computer so I can make sure that I am, including all of my tips and I'm not leaving anything out because, the last thing you want to do is get to the end of this video and be like, oh, I forgot. But I do have some notes that I will be looking over to. So if you see me looking away from the camera, that is what I'm looking at. So let's start with step one of buying your first home. I would say the important part of this would be getting pre-approved for how much you are able to buy a home for, right? Because the worst part of, I don't want to say the worst, but a big letdown could be that you think that you would be approved, say, for X amount of dollars. So now you're looking at houses in this price range, but then you go and you get pre-approved and they say, oh, sorry, you're looking at a lower amount. And now, going from, say, finding a home that includes all of your wants and stuff like that, fits everything, you're like ready to say, let's go, let's put in an offer. And then you get to the point where it's not something that, you can buy because you don't have the pre-approval for it. So I would highly recommend, for if you have a good relationship with a bank or a loan officer, to go and get that done. Now, if you don't, that's okay too. You can then find a real estate agent, and that real estate agent can help you find a loan officer or recommend a bank that you can go through to get pre-approved. So either way, we can help you. So say that you did get pre-approved and you're good now. The next step would be finding a real estate agent, one that is willing to work with you and, has your best interest, well-being in mind, right? Because we just want to make sure you want to make sure that you are connected with a real estate agent who has the best intentions for you and that you connect with. If they don't have the best intentions for you, that can be a very slippery slope and go downhill really fast. So just make sure that you make a smart decision when you are signing that contract to hire your real estate agent. Now, the next step is to define your must-haves. This is really, basically making a wish list, right? And some of these things will be non-negotiable and some of them will be negotiable. But let's start off with some of these important ones that may not be so non-negotiable, right? So how many bedrooms do you need? Do you want a garage, an attached garage, even a driveway, right? So the things that you would really want to think about and put down as, if you want them or not. Other thing is, what neighborhood, what neighborhoods are you interested in? How important is the school district to you, and or is the area like walkable, right? Some people like to walk a lot. So do you feel safe? If you like to walk a lot and stuff like that, is the area walkable? Do they have sidewalks? Is it busy street, not busy street, things like that. And so, this definitely helps narrow down the search criteria and saves a ton of time, because if we don't have that list made up and, we're going to look at one school district and you're like, well, that's not even a school district I want to entertain. Well, then, we're wasting a lot of time and effort and stuff like that. And in this current market, we don't want to waste any time, right? We want to make sure that we are looking at all of the houses that fit our criteria and that we want. Okay, so now we have our must-haves, we have our real estate agents, and we have our pre-approvals. So that's great. Now we can start house hunting, right? Because we know what we're looking for. So we can tour the homes, we need to take notes, and also don't be afraid to ask questions. Actually, I recommend you to come with a list of questions that you have, you know, maybe not for just that house, but the process, because you're a first-time home buyer. Regardless if you are a first time or not, you probably still have lots of questions. So come with them. And if your real estate agent doesn't know right off the bat, they can look into it and give you the information at a later time. They may have to check with the homeowner and see, you know, if you're asking for specific questions on dates of maybe upgrades and stuff like that. So that is important. And also to pay attention to things of like natural lights, storage space, layouts, and overall conditions. Remember, no home is 100% perfect. So focus on what feels right for you for your long-term beliefs and goals. And then, woohoo, we can start to make an offer. Found the one. Woohoo, so exciting. So now it's time to make an offer. Your agent will help you draft a strong offer based on the current market value, conditions, and how competitive the market is. This includes your purchase price, your deposits, your contingencies like inspection or financing, and you know, your preferred closing dates. The seller can accept, reject, or counter your offer, so be ready to negotiate. But now I do also want to tell you that you do have the right to a home inspection, but in the current market, you don't have the luxury to have one, unfortunately. In this market, there's so many people who are just writing offers and not including an inspection to either make their offer the strongest, so they don't want to have anything kind of saying, well, this person offered me this amount and no inspection, so I'm gonna go with this, right? Make sure that you know that ahead of time, that you know you're gonna go into buying a home, and most likely I recommend in this current market in 2025 that you waive the inspection, because you're not, depending on the area and stuff like that, you're probably not going to, your offer probably won't be accepted when you are requesting an inspection in this current market, to be honest. So I know it's like, woo, you know, that may be a tough pill to swallow for some. Oops, sorry. But I just want to be upfront and honest with you, and not give you any false hopes of what could be, right? So just go in knowing that you're going to waive your inspection, especially if it's in a more popular area in New York State. Now, you know, to complete your loan process. As your lender finalizes the mortgage paperwork, you'll submit updated documents, and they'll order an appraisal to confirm the home's value. And this is for the bank to make sure that the amount that you offer is something that the bank will back up, right? Because say that, for an example, you know, I don't know why anybody would, but you know, things have gotten crazy in this market. So I can't say that it would never happen, right? But say that the house is on the market for $250,000, right? And you want to offer $400,000. So that's $150,000 more than what the current asking price is. So, you know, you think you're offering a strong amount, you know, it's well over the asking price, you know, you're going to get accepted. Well, if you, and say that, you know, the bank appraisal only comes in at $385,000, if you don't have that extra $15,000 to put up front and say, okay, well, I will, you know, basically cover the difference between what it was appraised and to what my offer is, then guess what? Your offer is no good. So, you know, you just want to make sure that when you're putting your offer in, you're putting it in as reasonable as possible, but as strong as possible too, right? You don't want to come in weak, but you don't want to come in super strong. And you also want to come into what you can afford. You don't want to be house broke. This is a big house, you know, you don't want to be 30 years house broke. So there's a lot to it, but stay smart and don't let those emotions get the best of you, because sometimes when we're looking for our dream home, our emotions rise up and we let those emotions take over, and then we end up in a very tough place where we do this, but then you are housebroke and you can't enjoy any family vacations or anything that really, brings joy and peace to you because of you being emotionally charged by that home. So just, want to be transparent here and just say, you got to go in, not kind of detached to the situation, put the offer in, but become a little detached just in case, your offer doesn't get accepted, and or that, and you also want to make sure that the offer that you're putting in is a strong one, but also something that you can live with for the next 20 to 30 years as well. So now, okay, the loan process is gone. We got the appraisal. The appraisal is done. Woohoo, everything is going great. Yay. Now we get to the closing date. Finally, closing day. It's party day. We didn't know if we were going to get here, but we finally did. And now you'll sign your paperwork. You'll transfer your down payment and closing costs, and you'll receive your keys. And so welcome to home ownership. And, I know buying a first home in New York can feel overwhelming, but with the right steps and support, it's absolutely doable. If you're ready to start your journey, I'd love to help. Drop your question in the comments and to text HOME to 585-489-9384 for a free consultation. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss any of the real estate tips. Thank you for watching, and congratulations on taking the first step towards your dream home. Love you. Bye.